Hi there, I'm Julie the Whippy Chick, and I am back with another review of a crochet app. So let's go to the App Store and see what I'm talking about today. Okay, the app I'm talking about today is called Crochet Creator. It was developed by Yu Jung Park, and they have other apps as well. They have, it looks like a couple that are for parents of young children, maybe. This one is called Help Eat BB, which is a baby food diary. White Lullaby, which is a lullaby and noise maker. And of course, Crochet Creator is the one we're going to look at today. And Hamidcon, which is for emojis and expressions. So I have not looked at any of the other apps by this developer, but we are going to look at the Crochet Creator today. All right. It looks like it's got a rating of 2.4 stars. It's only been rated by 15 people so far. And what it is a diagram creator, basically. Okay. So we're going to take a look at it in just a moment here. Okay, to open up the app, we are going to go over to the icon here. This one, it looks like it kind of has like a little mosaic type thing on this green icon. So we're going to click on that to open up the app. Now, when you open up the app, it just comes up as a blank white screen. This confused me right off at the beginning. Right now it says test 1 because this is something that I created. So I put this in here on November 27th, but originally there was nothing here on this at all. Okay. I do have the free version. So you can see that down here there is an ad. The ads don't really bother me, to be honest with you. I don't mind the ads. Okay, to create something, you're going to come up here and click on this little box here. I've clicked this envelope many times, nothing seems to happen. And of course, if you click on the lock, you have the opportunity to remove ads, unlock colored symbols, unlock the gray package, unlock the red package, or restore a purchase that you may have already made. Okay, all right. That'll make a little more sense once we get into the create screen. Okay, let's open up the create screen box and take a look. So the first thing I notice is these different colored buttons over here. These that have the locks on them are all part of the paid app. I am not paying for the app, so I have not been given access to these colors. So I'm just going to be using black for my pattern, my grid, or I'm sorry, my diagram. Okay, so I've got two options up here for diagrams. I've got the grid. So if you wanted to work, linear back and forth, you would go ahead and choose the grid. Now you can pinch and zoom. You can't see my fingers, but I'm pinching my screen to zoom in and out of my grid. You also have the option of working in the round, like perhaps with some motifs or granny squares or anything where you're working in the round. You can also have that option. It does have, the little cross here in the middle so you can find the exact center. So that's kind of nice. Up here, you've got your pencil and you've got your move button. So to place any of your stitches, which are down here at the bottom, you would use the pencil. And to move them, once they're on the screen, you would have to click over here to move them around. Up here, you have got, we'll work from the beginning. This is how you leave the screen. And if you click on that, it will remind you, you're leaving the screen. Do you want to save it? And up here, this is going to give you the option to delete everything, and it also gives you a warning for that. And here you've got a question mark, which is going to give you a little bit of information of how to manipulate things around the screen. This doesn't seem to like my mouse. And over here, you've got the option to upload and download your creation. Okay, so down at the bottom we have all of our stitches here. And if you click on any of these, it opens up different variations of that stitch. Now, you might notice that some of those stitches are locked, okay? See, these are locked. I'm not able to use those. So those are part of the paid version. I don't feel that I need to use them to demonstrate what this app is capable of doing. So we're just going to stick with the freebies for now. Okay, I think for my first demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and use the grid version. Okay, and I've got that zoomed up pretty good. And I'm going to start with a chain stitch. So I come over here and I click on the chain symbol, and I come up here and I can choose any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a chain, and then I'm simply going to click where I want it. Okay, well, as soon as I do that, you can see that I have this button that comes up, and if I click on that and move it, it rotates this stitch. Okay. Oh, and there it goes. See, this is one thing I'm not crazy about. As soon as you lift your finger and touch anywhere else, it places another stitch. And if you don't want that stitch there, you come up here to the garbage can to get rid of it. Now you've got your stitch over here, but it may be not where you want it. It's also really, really tiny. So I'm going to zoom in with my fingers to see if I can't make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to come over here and click my move button. Try to move it where I want and try to rotate it the way I want. Okay, so that's good. I like to place it on the line so I can keep them straight. Okay, good. Now I'm going to come back over here to my pencil and place another one. It does get a little bit easier with practice, I will say that, but it does seem a little clunky at first. Okay, so now that I've already got this one kind of highlighted, I can just click and place more of those and move them to where I want. Honestly, I do find this a little bit easier with a mouse, which isn't necessarily a good thing for a phone app. You can use it with your fingers, but I tend to not be able to see the stitch because it's under my finger. So now that we've got now that we've got some chains, let's go ahead and see if we can do a chain up row. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we've still got our chain here. All right, and now I want to turn that chain so that it's vertical. There we go. And I'm going to move it down so it's kind of on top there. Very good. And now I'm going to pretend I'm chaining across. I've chained across, and now I'm going to pretend that I'm doing single crochets across. So I'm going to grab this guy, and I'm going to place him on the next chain. There we go. And honestly, I have practiced with this app a few times, and it is a little bit less user-friendly than I'd like. Also, I noticed like that these stitches are a lot bigger than the chains, so you kind of have to squish them together or spread out your chains. Either way would kind of solve that problem, but yeah, not quite as user-friendly as I'd like. Okay, let's chain up again. Let's chain up 3 times so that we can use maybe a double crochet stitch. So once again, we've got our guy here. We need to rotate him and position him into place. And we'll do that again. I really do find this app a lot easier to use, like I said, when I am using a mouse. But most people don't use a mouse when they're on their phone. There is a cute little gadget, though, where you can hook a mouse up to your phone. Okay, so I've got my 3 chain up there. I'm going to come over here now, and this stitch is going to, if I click on that, it's going to open up different variations of that stitch. So this is the half double crochet, but I am going to go with the double crochet. And I'm just going to place, where is it? There it is. Okay. I'm going to place it right there, and we're going to just go ahead and let's mix it up. Let's skip a stitch and put in a V-stitch. There we go. And then we'll do, let's say, a double crochet into the last stitch. There we go. Now, obviously I don't have a lot of stitches on here, so if I wanted to zoom out, I could place more stitches. Oh, let's get rid of him. We don't need that guy. All right, let's say that this is it. This is all I want to do with my project, and I want to save it. So I can click the download button over here, and I can give it a name. So I'm just going to call it Test 2 and click Save. Now, as soon as I click...
Wait, may I take a look at you?
What for? There's no need.
A shiver ran down her spine. Monica had been chosen by the wealthiest family in Empire.
Good Lord, I do not know what that ad was, but that was crazy. Anyway, you do have to watch at least 5 seconds of an ad. I think I watched more than 5 seconds because I was intrigued. Okay, so anyway, in order to save something, you do have to watch an ad if you do not have the paid version. But now I do have my project saved here. Okay, working with the circular pattern is very much the same as far as placing this stitch. You've got your magic ring here, or you've got a ring. You can place that in there, you know, and continue placing chains, you know, the way you want them. I'm going to zoom in just like I did before because it's much easier to work with this thing when it's, you know, zoomed in. Oh, and there I go again. See, I wanted to move this guy. I didn't want to place a new one. Now I can move him that way. Okay. I'm just going to play with this a little bit longer so you can kind of see. Okay. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to talk about was saving your project. And I don't mean saving it to the app. I mean saving it like to your Google Drive or to your phone or sending it off to someone. Maybe you wanted to send it in a messenger. The first thing that you would want to do is, okay, I'm going to stop right there. Do you see how that just disappeared? That has happened every single time I've done this. So if it's on the screen for longer than a few seconds, it tends to just disappear and you have to go looking for it. I don't know why it does that. Maybe the zoom just kind of times out. I'm not sure, but you can see I did find it and now I can just, you know, zoom back up on it. So it just makes it very small. Okay. So back to what I was saying, if you click up here on this little upload button, it's going to open up different options of sending it to someone. You can either text it to someone, you can send it via Facebook Messenger, maybe the WhatsApp app. I'm not sure. It might just be dependent on what you have on your phone. So I have, you know, just regular text messaging. I have AirDrop, I have Messenger, I have Google Keep, and I have my Google Drive. So I can send it to any of these places. There's lots of different options. And so I'm just going to demonstrate with the Google Drive. So if I want to send it to my drive, I'm just going to click on that. And there's the file up there. And I'm just going to select where it's going to. So I'm going to have it go to my email. And it's going to go to my drive. And I'm just going to click upload. And yeah, I just go ahead and go back to my home screen, go back to my Google Drive. Let's if I can get my mouse to work here. There we go. And I'm going to let that open up. And here it is. It says you uploaded just now. So I'm going to open that up. And there's my project right there. So that works out pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with that. If you wanted to send it in a different way, you could also always screenshot your project and send it that way as well. Does the app do what it says it does? Yeah, it does. You can absolutely create diagrams. Does it do it easily? Maybe with a little bit of practice and a mouse to help, I think it would be a little bit easier. I'm not going to lie, I found it to be a little bit clunky and hard to manipulate at first, but as I practice with it, it does get easier. That's pretty much true of everything, though. I would love it if the stitches maybe were a little bit bigger and a little bit easier to turn and manipulate. It's kind of hard to angle them just the way you want when you are working on the circular grid. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to hear what you think of it. I would love for other people to give this thing a try and see how they found it. It had kind of mixed reviews. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below. Have you tried this app? What did you think of it? Would you like to try it? Is writing diagrams something that interests you? Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you think. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments below. And also don't forget to click like and share and subscribe. It really does help me grow my channel, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.